She always hears the door making noise and causes her to look down for a bit. Make sure I'm not going to kill her with the door. I got fresh chicken from yesterday afternoon. Good girl. Good girl. You're first today so I don't get distracted and you have to wait too long. Wow. Such a nice day. Started off cool, but such a nice day. Tomorrow is going to be a little warmer, but also a really nice day. Matter of fact, I don't think it will rain any in the forecast until like over 7 days out. Of course, that could change. Don and I have a lot of little things on our list today. So I don't think we're walking. And the gym's closed today. Don's going to fix the Wi-Fi for the bird feeder. Get out the other hose reel. Replace the floodlights that came from Amazon that had died, that were no good anymore on the end of the boardwalk, and other stuff, right? And I'm going to plant a few things, fill some pots with dirt and get them ready. Maybe plant a few of the annuals and uncover the angel trumpet vine and the canna lilies down there. I noticed yesterday near the bird feeder that the canna lilies are up about 1 inch. So this is time to cut away any excess that would be blocking them from coming up over here. And anyway, there's always something. I did see the owl briefly. I think since the owlets have hatched and they're needing food more often, that they just go out at dusk and in the morning when I'm still sleeping, daylight. You know, they're more unpredictable when they come and go now. So I might put the camera out a little bit more today and not worry about doing it nonstop. But hey, if I walk past it and it's not running, restart it. But I'll have to do that when it's not in the full sun. I burnt up that camera one time recording the hawks over here, or maybe the bluebirds it was on a day it was a lot hotter, 90 something degrees, leaving it out in the sun while it was running for a really long time. So, and I don't want to do that again, obviously. But we did see Mama last night briefly, and we saw her during the day when we were over here on this tree. She didn't like that. The Ring camera to put on the owls got super delayed from Amazon. I ordered a second one. It's supposed to come today. Don will put that up if it comes. Keep your fingers crossed. I don't want to lose any more days filming the owls. Alrighty, guys. Mom is here. Better late than never. We slept in a little bit this morning, so it is actually kind of late. Sorry, guys. But Mom's here. Mom loves you. And did put out a whole new can yesterday around 6 p.m. that I know Morris and Tux ate a good bit off of. So, good boy, Morris. That's my buddy. That's my buddy. All right, guys. Hi. Hello. Here we go. Squirrels had fun again at my expense. I meant raccoons. Probably wasn't squirrels. Oh, I also bought concentrated vinegar to spray on the stilt grass up in that corner, a small section. Don's going to get out the squirt bottle, the pump, whatever we're going to use, and we're going to mix that up and try it at least on a small sample. That's on the list today. Like I said, there are so many small things on the list today. So I removed 2/3 of the mulch that was on top of it. I'm going to mulch the red bud down there. Maybe this butterfly bush here a little bit, which is not dead but is not looking great. And we'll see. You say, well, Marianne, you knew that thing wouldn't live here. And I say, well, no, if we hadn't had those several nights of really extreme cold, which we don't get every winter, it might have made it. Or if it had been in the ground longer, or anyway, nothing ventured, nothing gained. We'll see. I'm at a 50-50 on it. Not all hope is lost, but when it doesn't do anything, I won't be too surprised. I know weeds are just going to come up under it. It's really more about keeping some moisture in than it is about keeping weeds out. So the tree at the very bottom is actually the grafted part. I knew this, and this is the non-grafted part. I bought it like this from Woody down in Sanford last year. You can see the Mikado here. So, obviously, that's not gonna, that's too, it's grown so vigorously that it's gonna get damaged in the wind and stuff. So, I'm just gonna clip it off a little bit on both sides of the black thing and let that top part try to bush out. I might trim it off at some point, but God, it looks so pretty, and all of the red on the tips, the new growth. I guess it's, you know, it's just the stock that they used to graft onto. But it's not pretty, and it's beautiful orange in the fall. I really probably ought to trim it, though. It's not supposed, as far as I know, it's not supposed to be weeping. So, you know, it basically is trying to look like this thing. And I don't want something right here that's as big as that thing. Okay, I've talked myself back into pruning it. It's hard. Okay, I'm sure that was the right thing to do, even though it was hard. I'm going to go in here and cut off the tall parts of what's left of the canna lilies now. See if I can see them coming up in there. I'm sure I can. He slithered off now. I didn't see where he went, but I'm done in there anyway. You can see some of the cannas coming up. They're fine. I'd like to get those last few pieces back there, but I risked stepping on the canna lilies, which I might have already done. I was as careful as I could be. And it's not worth going back in there for that. That's not really covering anything up. So I think we're good here. And here's the pile that now needs to be carried off. Don will be so thrilled. He's my carry-off guy, though. Don's out here, too, and he's got the 3 new floodlights in up there. I heard the FedEx guy. I am not happy with the FedEx guy. You know, it's one thing if it's a piece of first-class mail in the mailbox, Don comes down on the unicycle, but for a Chewy box, I got to get the car out. So I've got the 2 new blue pots installed there with rocks and dirt. I moved the 2 off-white ones that matched the one that was already over here to this location. They've been emptied, dirt broken up, rocks on the bottom, old dirt down below, new dirt up top. I started filling the thing by the glider, but I don't have enough. And this is kind of, you know, staging area for pots yet to come kind of a thing. I am taking off to town to mail a box and go to Home Depot. Everything is always more complicated than it needs to be, and Dawn is working hard on the Wi-Fi stuff. The setup stuff is, you know, anyway. I wish things would always be more smooth for him, and he, you know, I'd have just long since given up. This is a hand-woven, obviously living, it says. You can see that. Braided willow. I've never seen anything like it before. This is the plant they have on sale today. They had $10 on it. Oh my God. They've got $6. They marked it down to $6 today. Seems like when you come in, there's always something on sale. I see clearance for someone. That's a lot of them. Wow. I am all loaded up. 2 bags of river pebbles, 2 bags of mulch, and 2 bags of dirt. And I will definitely go home and fill the big pot. Maybe the 2 little pots. It's good to let the dirt, you know, it won't hurt to let the dirt settle a bit. And I was going to plant, you know, I had 3 things I wanted to plant down in the front yard, little things. Some of that cut leaf coneflower. So we'll see if I have time to do that or not. Are you tired?
I'm missing the Masters.
It is going on 6 o'clock. How did that happen?
It just happened, sweetie. That's okay. But we're making good progress.
Yeah.
We got the Wi-Fi thing up. We got the camera and the bird feeder, and we got this one. And I got my clamp. I mean, we're really close to being done.
Yeah. Well, Don's gonna hopefully sticking it on the tree, and this is the better camera for the owls. Is not going to be a big deal.
Yeah,
and
we got really neat 3D printed thing.
Piece. Yeah. That works with the pipe clamp. That's what it's meant for.
Stick it in like this, and wrap this around the tree, and
affix the camera to it because it's got holes for the camera mount.
Really should be bing bang boom.
Okay, yeah, Don's worked really hard. He installed the outside Wi-Fi extender for outside devices out of the attic window upstairs.
Right, it wasn't hard. It just it's wanting to be I didn't want to create an online account, so I had to install it manually.
For Netgear, yeah.
For Netgear, I didn't want to give them all that information and stuff, and so I just installed it manually. Although I did install the latest firmware, so that was good.